So let's do a weight that, I don't know what you're comfortable with doing, but 2 sets just to get the feel. I'm gonna do like 15 reps each set, and then I'll go into my working sets.
Let me do, Paul, let me do a quarter. Let me do
People often, when I train with people, you know, they say, okay, well, I'm just gonna do what Jay does. Sometimes that's a mistake, right? Because people have injuries, or you're gonna go in what works best.
I usually takes me a couple sets to get my elbows.
Well, that's why you feel sets, get everything warm, and rock and roll.
You always say 12, don't you? It's like your number.
You know, I do so much volume that I just go and I fatigue the muscle. I don't really have to push beyond failure or anything. Because I like it a little lower so I can get under, especially with that.
It feels better on my rotator cuff too. I don't get any of that.
But your style is a lot like mine, where I was very explosive. I don't know, but I'm controlled explosive, you know, so it wasn't sloppy. But I always felt more when I kind of exploded on the bottom.
Everything I do is like that. It's like
I was a ballistic trainer. So the form always didn't look as good, but I always felt it.
But the connection's still there, right? Yeah. I do everything like that, but like leg pulls, for example. People are like, isn't that a little fast for leg curl?
You really go with it. Yeah.
Like, but I still feel.
It gets those fibers. That's why. Like, I don't believe in the slow training.
Honestly,
like I see some of the guys train now, and I'm like, I don't believe in this kind of. This doesn't work for me.
Like if you're trying to teach somebody how to do an exercise, but when you're actually training, you got some experience. Like
no one ever trained like that in the beginning.
No one.
You know what I mean? Just go a quarter. I'll do a quarter. Dude, it was all the same style, all right through the movement. You know.
Training just seems awful boring without that aggression too. Just so cool watching that, because like everything he's doing, like control, no momentum. Like I can just, it's just so cool to see somebody else do that.
Yeah.
I don't think your chest is weak, is it?
No. So it's the only thing I have.
Or you just barrel chested.
Yeah. That's all I've got.
How many is that?
That's only 5. Come on.
Come on, Paul. Come on, up.
2 more. Come on, up.
Up.
One more, you got this,
Come on, Paul.
I get it quick.
Alright, so with these, so the most common thing people ask me is about pyramiding up, right? Like how heavy do you determine to go? Like you did 8, your goal was 8, you did 12. Sometimes you think you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get this many, but you keep going. So I make sure I always have a rep range between 8 and 12 reps. Not to say I won't go beyond that, but 8 seems to be the number where I'm like, and my question to you is, how do you determine 8 instead of a 6 or a 5? I still think muscle fatigue should fall between that 8 and 12, where people say, well, how do I know? You start to get that burn, or you start to, like, beyond failure, like if I pushed him any further reps, to me that's absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
Because this is our first exercise.
Yeah, right.
If he's already doing failure sets for 3 or 4 repetitions, you're dead by the time, because listen, I'm a 20 set guy. So
Absolutely.
we're rolling through 20 sets for this workout total. So if we're gonna do 4 or 5 different movements, 3 or 4 sets each, I mean, you're gonna be maxed out. So when you're failing on the first exercise, maybe on the last set is okay, but if you're gonna train to volume, you can't go to failure all the time. But if you're gonna do some failure, I'd only suggest 1 set per movement max without pushing too many repetitions.
Sound familiar?
So,
That's
and
what
I don't follow your stuff exactly, but this is how comparison. I can already tell from our first exercise that we have similar momentum. The mind to muscle connection we talk about, which is not built in beginning training. It's something you determine over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to learn of that mind to muscle connection and controlling the weight. So we're going to move to a dumbbell movement next.
Cool. Okay.
And what I do here is I go into 3 sets.
Okay.
We'll do 3 sets depending on how we feel. But my beginning thought process is 3 sets.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do any kind of feel sets. I'm not gonna warm up with anything. I'm just gonna kind of go with a little. These are the rubber weights anyway. These are lighter than real weights. So what I'll do on after a few reps is I'll stop and I'll connect to the contraction and then I'll fall back into the movements.
Okay.
So, but definitely 12 here, right? And where is he now?
Still trying.
Still at it. Most of the guys, right? You were doing that long before you introduced the product, right?
That's why I don't get sore when I take it. See what I miss a day with that. 12 reps. 12 reps.
Looks like it's working. Your pec's full right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we staying with this or are we going up at me? Huh? What do you think? You did 12, right?
I could definitely probably get 12 with
I'm gonna go up
90, 95?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Easy. Easy.
8.
Easy. 10, 11, and 12.
That's one for you, John.
13. 13. Lucky number 13.
Missed the end.
How many Mr. Olympias did you win? 5?
4. My goal was 5.
Actually, you won 5.
My goal
I
was
count
5.
2001.
Yeah, but my goal was 5. I got out good. easy.
13.25.
I thought he was going to do 15. I'm like, oh, he's going to do 15.
Nah,
What's the lucky number 15?
that was hard for me.
was it?
I didn't do 14. I only did 13.
What do you think, Jay?
All right, so same thing. I'm going to keep the seat a little low, so if you guys need to adjust the seat. Because what I'm going to try to do with this, I'm actually trying to get low so I can get, when I come out, I'm actually going to try to squeeze everything. So down and up, kind of. So I think hand position's important. People grab these. I try to grab in the dead center of this.
Okay.
Okay. Where I notice, like on the hammer, I think you grab a lot closer than me. Did you notice on the hammer?
Yeah.
He's more in, like I'm more a little bit in the middle. I call that the cheating way, by the way. Your way.
Just to be clear.
See my chest arch right here?
He's got healthy shoulders. See his range of motion? That's a guy there who has really flexible, healthy shoulders.
You know, when the surgeon went in to do my bicep tear, he opened my shoulder up and he said, I figured you'd have arthritis, your shoulder would be a mess. I was 38. He said, your shoulder looks like you've never lifted weights in your life.
Dude, you're moving.
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
But you know what I attribute it to? Tissue work.
Absolutely, man.
That tissue work, because when I started working, Chris Cormier led me to this guy.
Yeah.
And Dorian Yates used to see him. He was in Orange County.
Yeah.
And when I would pose, everything was, I couldn't open my lats.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we were talking about with Guy.
Yeah.
It made my shoulders like 3 inches wider.
Yeah.
Because I was like this. And when he opened me up, I was able to train a lot different. So when you remember, when you're closed, you can't train.
Right.
So once the shoulders got open and I was able to get that flexion, I was able to really improve my back a lot because my back was wide, but I didn't have a weak,
just bam.
because I couldn't get the flexion of everything. It's, you know, doing the pull up, I just didn't feel my lats at all. It was into my shoulders. So I was able to actually use my lats.
You can see, man, your shoulder mobility. You can see it's really good.
That's it.
Oh man, whoo! That's burning, baby. That's burning.
But unfortunately, we have social media today, so. That's it, come on. I wouldn't go that slow.
No,
Faster?
I don't know, I think so. I think you're too slow.
your mobility is crazy.
Over exaggerated for me, but see, since I don't use this machine, so now I got the rhythm, right? So I'll get right into speed now.
Yeah. Yes. 10, 11.
Coming up, just
One.
Good. Your chest stays your highest point. You should see this from the side when he does this.
Okay.
Remember, that's important. So really keep that shoulder, keep the shoulders back.
My
The
shoulder
chest high.
mobility is horrible.
Huh? I know, but how are you gonna get huge? There you go. Yeah. Remember, you don't have to come all the way and touch these things.
Yeah.
Like it's just a contraction. So think about really contract the chest. Think about squeezing the chest more than touching the things together. Because you don't have to touch those. That's actually going to take the tension off the chest.
Put it on your front hip.
Good, come on. Keep the chest out. Keep the chest out. There you go. That's it. You're done. You're done. You're done.
You notice on the last couple, I cut it short so I could keep my form. Yeah. I try to tell people rather than using sloppy form, cut your range of motion down so you keep your body position where it needs to be.
That stuff's pretty good, that guy. It
Yeah.
doesn't have stim in it though, right?
Yeah. It's got
does?
no stim. Loaded.
Yeah, that doesn't have
Zero stim.
See how far I come with this?
Yeah.
They're not even close to touching, right?
Yeah.
This chest is still bang. Bang. Bang.
How many was that?
YouTube series
How many was that?
12.
That was 12 reps?
Yeah,
So-
you rock 12, man.
I didn't even count. That's how I know I'm in the rhythm with all, because I just go and I'll say how many reps, 11, 12, and I don't count any of those reps. It's just by feel, you know, you just get that, you're used to that, you know?
Yeah. Chest. Yeah. John needs to get back on stage.
He's gonna.
He's got up.
Yeah, see the fullness?
Yeah.
See, very common what we both do is we tuck the chin, where a lot of people would say that's the wrong way to do it. But I know my chest is working because I can feel my chest come up and bury my chin. Good, come on. You know, it's funny when I trained with Hani, you know, for a couple of years, and he told me to keep your head back. It just didn't feel the same. I bury when I press. It's just a safety thing for me, but I also feel the chest. Yeah, see, he's even doing it. That's, come on. Chest out, chest out. Get arch.
Come on.
That's it. Remember, you don't have to extend so far.
Keep your position, keep your position.
Squeeze the chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There.
Come on.
It's like these guys that touch the dumbbells together.
Gravity doesn't go very far.
Fuck, you treat it like a barbell, man. It's like. Okay, so what's the next exercise?
Whatever you say. Nice. 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 See how he lifts up into the contraction?
That's heavy.
I was going to say 50.
Like I struggled to get 12 with that.
50, and even 50 might be too heavy.
Well, just see what if just gonna you'll know after 4 reps. The good thing about this is you can adjust yourself on the bench on where you want to be with it, right?
Yeah. That was hard. It was hard for me. It felt good though. Good set. Come on. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, Paul. 9. Right there, right there. Right there, break it down.
Just pump them on a couple reps.
10, there you go. Break it down, break it down. Keep your form. 1. One more, half rep. All right, good job. I got you.
All right, so the most forgotten exercise, the cable flies, okay, which a lot of people don't do because they're too lazy to bring the bench over to where the cable station is, or someone's camping out of the cable station. So what I like about any cable movement, where the misconception is when I started training, people are like, oh, cables are for finishing movements. It's bull. It's, you have that constant tension where you, with dumbbells and barbells, you have a point where you kind of lose a little bit with momentum, where with the cables, you don't have that loss of the contraction. So I always suggest some sort of cable movements, whether it be for biceps, chest training, even shoulder. Some of my favorite shoulder exercises, the side laterals with the cable, you don't get that momentum. You know, back movements, obviously people do a lot of cable movements, but that constant tension is great. Still focusing on 12 reps. This exercise actually burned more than all the other movements, and as you see, I didn't really push to failure because I was doing so much volume, but with this I pushed the closest to failure just because the tension is a lot more. It's time under tension when you do those cable movements. I wouldn't suggest starting necessarily with this exercise. I still like to go to the meat and potato exercises like the presses, but it's a good exercise to really engage the muscle and get that extra blood flow in there. The legs stay underneath, whereas with the chest training, you're gonna lean in a little more and you're gonna contract, and you're gonna see my movement's not very, it looks like it's not really doing that much, but I'm actually contracting my chest through the movement. I'm gonna try to focus on 12 repetitions, and with this, even at 300 pounds, I never had to do attached weights. Actually, Charles Glass led me onto this movement, to be honest. He's the one that kind of, I think he believed in these a lot. He got me actually doing these, which helped a lot.
So I want you to watch how I do these. I used to really admire Vince Garanda's work, and he had a style he used on these. I want you to tell me what you think of these. I typically,
Which I could believe in.
but my feet were more out front.
Really put the pressure on the chest.
Yep.
Now, if I asked you where you felt the movement the most, would you say lower pec, outer pec, or the all-around pec? To me, it looks like it's working
Right here.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're just kind of sitting there in that groove too. Yeah.
What's your best body part?
Hamstrings.
Probably hands, maybe quads.
Do you like training chest?
Yeah. I had a couple years where my chest was really blown up. And I always liked the side chest like that.
Yeah.
But where I struggled was my back. That's where I struggled. It got pretty good eventually once I was a couple years from getting my pro card. But my back gave me fits. I do a bunch of exercises where you probably like, man, that's weird. But like
It
you were
works.
saying earlier, I had to do some of that stuff to.
Would your argument be that facing this way is more overall chest? Is that what you're
No,
trying to say?
I switch back and forth. It's the strangest thing, but people always ask me that, and I didn't have a theory for it. But I know if I was to do dips, I would always face out. So I would always be, like for triceps, I would face out, and I never face in, because I figure, okay, going in is gonna work more on my chest. It's a mental thing for me. And listen, the handle thickness makes a difference too. On the thinner handles, I can't do it. I feel like I'm gonna tear my chest. All right, so you to the end, right?
Yeah, and I actually had my feet out.
And you're doing here.
Yeah, and then I was just dropping in there.
Okay, I see.
Yep, right there. That's it. Right there. See, visually, that looks like it's just crushing me right here.
Yeah, we did these in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really see it. That's why I asked you. It looked like, I mean, your shirt's tighter than mine, but you can really see it work. That's how you can tell when something, everyone's gonna have their groove. If you try to put him, I wanna see you in this and see what it does.
All right.
Not now, wait, just wait.
No, I'm going to do it the way you were facing this.
You're not conditioned though, so.
No. Thanks, Jay.
We're conditioned. Dude, we're volume trainers.
What Jay just said is one too many cookies for this guy over here.
You have your feet.
I had my feet back a little bit, right where you, I just put my feet back like a little bit. I think having it on the end, like you had it facing the other way, is a lot better for some reason. I felt it better your way. So I just changed my whole theory of doing chest dips based on mountain dog training style.
That's cut that snippet out. We're going to replay that over and over. Pump my ego up.
So if I do plan a comeback,
Yeah, man, that's brilliant.
you're not used to this.
One too many cupcakes for this
I
guy.
don't think you train that hard.
I do when I train with him.
That's what I mean. But
I push
fucking,
him.
but twice a month you're gonna do the work, bro. When I first started training, all these guys in the gym be like, "Oh, let's make them throw up," and then eventually,
It's hard.
I'm sure. Still.
But I'm used to it though. It's not
just routine
like
for you,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to. And when I train people, like my thought is, I don't try to kill anybody.
Yeah,
I just
I
try to
don't
kill
either.
myself.
Yeah.
And then, if you get a good workout, that's great. But I want to push myself.
Squeeze that chest, good.
Yeah, that's harder. It's definitely harder.
I got this from Garanda, but I think he had his feet like way out. All right, so that's chest training with Jay.
I jumped in at the end. Yeah. I don't look anything like Jay.
So, hope you guys enjoyed that workout. It was really awesome for Paul and I to have Jay train with us. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.